Hi everyone, what's up and welcome once again to yet another interesting episode with your girl Uwa Apparel. So in today's tutorial video, I'll be sharing with you guys how I made this beautiful two-piece outfit with drawstring. In case it's your first time here, you're welcome. Kindly hit the subscribe button, hit on the notification bell so as to get every of our uploads. So guys, for the making of my two-piece outfit, which is a blouse and a trouser with drawstrings, I used 3 yards of fabric. But I would advise you use at least 3.5 yards. If you are to buy, ensure it is about 3.5 yards because the material was not actually enough for me to cut pocket area. So ensure you buy 3.5 yards. So what I'm simply doing now is taking measurements so as to be able to set aside the material portion for the blouse and also the material portion for the trouser. So you can see how I folded it right now. So ensure you take the measurement of your trouser length first from your waist to the bottom so as to know the side of the material where you'll be cutting from. So I went ahead to spread my fabric on the floor so I'll be able to take my measurement properly, and then you can also see it. So to get the actual width of your trouser, we are going to be cutting our trouser first of all. To get the width of our trouser, you'll be taking the circumference, okay, of your thigh, your lap. So the circumference of your thigh divided by 2 is the width of your trouser. So the width and the length is what we are using for making, is the measurement we require for our trouser cutting. So for my thigh circumference, it is 24. So dividing it by 2, it will give me 12. But I usually add about 2 inches to it so that I will have enough room for allowances. So if you're a beginner, ensure to always add 2 inches to whatever measurement you are taking. So I've gone ahead now to cut it out. I have 4 pieces of fabric here that I'd cut out for my trouser that we're going to be making. So the very first measurement we'll be taking will be our flap. But before we do that, you can see me holding my fabric in place with my pins. This is because the material is a crepe fabric. It is stretchy and sometimes it is always out of place. So for you to cut properly and not make mistake, ensure to hold it together using your pins. So like I said, my first measurement will be for the flap area and the length there is 11 inches. So I'm going in from that 11 inches now by 4.5 inches, and I'll be drawing a straight line across both points. Okay, so I will also be taking the point there all the way to the top. So we have our rectangular shape already, and from this now we're going to be taking our curve using our curve rule as you see me do right now. So this is our flap measurement which I just took. Okay, so after that I'm going to be shaping this trouser. So what I did is to take a 2 inches measurement at the bottom of our trouser. So you can see me positioning my fabric now. I'm going to be taking a measurement of 2 inches from the bottom of the trouser. So ensure you are following. So from that point there now, I'll make an indication after taking my 2 inches measurement, okay? And then I'll be connecting it back into the flap area there with a straight rule. So I'm taking it all the way back into the flap as you can see me do right now. So this is how to shaping your trouser. So I've done this on one side of our trouser now. I will also be shaping the trouser on the other side. So from the bottom, I will take a 1 inch measurement. If you take 2 inch measurement, it might not be a wide or a palazzo trouser. Okay, so I just took 1 inch on the other side and 2 inch on this side. And now you see me cutting out my shaped trouser already. Okay, so ensure you always hold it properly in place even after cutting. Okay, so here we have our trouser pattern cut out neatly. What I'm going to be doing next now is to take a measurement for the one we'll be using for the front of our trouser. So remember that 2 pieces of this fabric will be for the front, while 2 pieces will be for the back of our trouser. So I took a 1-inch measurement at the top there, and you can see me taking that point back to the other side of this trouser. So I'll go ahead now to cut that shape out. So that's basically it. I shaping that of the front and not of the back. So you can see the difference between the back and the front. So ensure to take note of that. And that's basically it for the cutting of our trouser pattern. This is not my first tutorial video on the making of a trouser, so you could check those other ones out too for more details. Okay, so I've set out them apart 2 by 2. So I'm going to be running my stitches on them separately. Now you can see I ran my stitch around the curve area, and this is what it is looking like, one for the front and one for the back. So I'm placing them on top of each other now, right sides facing each other, and I'll be running my stitches from around the flap all the way to the bottom of my trouser. Okay, so you can see me indicating using my fingers. So I did that for the flap area, and I'm also going to be doing it on the side as you see me indicate with my finger. So this particular trouser didn't have pockets. Okay, so that's why you see me just stitching the side as well. And our trouser is partially done, as you can see. It's already looking like a trouser. So making a trouser is quite simple. So we are going to be working on the waist now. So I have my fabric cut out already that I'm going to be using for the waistband area. So what I'm simply going to be doing is folding it in 2. So if you want a tiny waistband, you could make yours smaller. I wanted mine to be a bit wide, so you can see it's quite wide there. This I'll be sewing all the way around the trouser, and this is what it is looking like after I was done. So there is an opening on one side of this band. Okay, around there's an opening somewhere there, as you can see. So from that opening I attached my elastic band, and I'll be closing the opening there. So next we'll be working on the top, which is our blouse. So I also have 2 pieces of fabric separated in 2, as you can see. So I attached material underneath because it wasn't actually enough for the making of this top. So I have my fabric there already for the making of the blouse. So this fabric is 2 pieces. So I actually folded the 2 pieces now again, and so it is now in 4 pieces. And the measurement I'm taking there is my neckline measurement. It's a round neckline. Okay, so it's 3 inches into 3 inches, as you can see me do. So I simply connected both points using my curve rule. And then also I'll be taking my shoulder to shoulder measurement of 7.5 inches. So if I were to take this measurement from that neck point there, I would have to divide that 7.5 into 2. So from the shoulder to shoulder measurement, I'm taking my sleeve length of 8 inches. Okay, so that is what you're seeing there, or rather 7 inches. I'm taking my sleeve length of 7 inches. So I'm making a point there, and from that point I am going down by 1 inch. So this will serve as our shoulder slope. If you have been following my videos, you would notice that we take shoulder slope measurements a lot, and it is usually 1 inch. So I connected that point there back into the neckline area, as you see me do. Okay, so next is going to be our sleeve round or sleeve width. So I took a measurement of 10 inches for our sleeve round. Okay, so that point now I'll be connecting using my straight rule. So that's going to be our sleeve round. So from the shoulder, or sorry, from the neckline there, we went in by 17 inches. 17 inches is the measurement for our waistline. Okay, so I made a point there. Then also I went in by 11 inches. That point I am ruling now will serve as our chest line measurements. Okay, so from there we'll be able to take our bust circumference measurements. Okay, so from the waist point, this is what I am doing now. I'm taking a measurement of 8 inches as my waist measurement. My waist actual waist measurement is 32 inches, divided by 4 is 8, and then I added extra 3 inches to it so that my blouse will be wide. So it is optional, you could make yours 4. So I'm connecting both points together now using my curve rule. So this is a way of shaping your blouse. Okay, so from the shoulder there, I'm taking it all the way down to my hip point. So you can see me take a measurement of 25 inches. So from that point, I still went further down. I'm taking the full or the actual length of this blouse downward. So I took a measurement of 33 inches. So after folding that bottom portion of our top, it will come back to about 32 inches. And then I connected the curve from the armhole area all the way to the bottom of the blouse. And what I'm simply doing now is cutting out my pattern from my actual fabric. Okay, so there we have our blouse neatly cut out. We have the cutting for the front and then also for the back. So first I went ahead to stitch the shoulder area of both fabric, and this is what it is looking like. So what I'll be doing next now is using this piece of fabric, which is on this material, to create like a band around the sleeve round. It is optional. You can simply just fold your sleeve round inward and run your stitches, or you could use a fabric like I am doing right now to make a band around your sleeve round. So I'll go ahead now to stitch my band. Take note that I am placing this band on the wrong side of the fabric first. After stitching, I will flip it over to the right side. So you can see how it is looking now. I've flipped it over to the right side. And then I'll be running the stitch at the midpoint there, which is what I just indicated with my finger. So it is looking squeezed because the material is stretching. So this is what it would look like when you are done stitching it. So I'm simply holding it in place using my pins. It is actually well stitched. Okay, so because it's stretchy, it will look as though it is folding or squeezed. Okay, so I would be holding it in place properly using my pins before I will be running my stitches around the sides. So after holding it in place using my pins, I'll be flipping it over to the wrong sides as you see me do right now, and I'll be running my stitches on both sides. So ensure that the stitches that you're going to be running, you'll be leaving out extra allowance of about 1 inch, so as to make those drawstrings, create allowance for you to make your drawstrings. So I'm simply I'm simply running my stitches on the side. And so after that, you can see I'd made my drawstrings, which I'll be attaching to my blouse. So you see me opening that allowance there that I left, and I'm simply placing my drawstrings first. So I will hold it in place using my pins before folding the allowance on it and running my stitches. This is the method I use in attaching drawstrings to outfits. Some people would prefer to sew the straws first before sew the straws before attaching the drawstrings, okay, using their safety pin. But I prefer to hold the drawstrings in place before running my stitches. So ensure you are careful enough not to stitch both the drawstrings with the outfit, because you will not be able to pull on your drawstrings. So this I'm doing now, I will also be repeating on the other side of my blouse. And so guys, after I was done stitching my drawstrings, this is what it is looking like. It's a very simple outfit. So after pulling on my drawstrings, this fabric that was attached at the bottom will not be showing this way. It will not actually matter. It will look very beautiful and presentable. So guys, that's basically it for the making of our two-piece outfit. I hope you love the video. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel and I'll be seeing you on the next one.